Hi, I'm Dr. Mark Lewinter, licensed acupuncturist at Metro Acupuncture in Atlanta, Georgia, with my mom, Dr. Andrea Lewinter, who's also a licensed acupuncturist in Atlanta, Georgia at Metro Acupuncture. Mom, today we are going to be talking about the winter solstice, and we're also going to be talking about yin. Are you excited about today's topic?
I am excited about it. The winter solstice.
It's only happens once a year, and I am wearing a winter hat. I noticed that we're both wearing dark colors, which are it's a very yin color. And the reason why the winter solstice is the most yin time of the year is because it is the longest night of the year.
And with that being said, what it's the longest dark time and the beginning of light time.
Well, that's true. That's the thing about yin and yang is that nothing is permanent. There's constant change. And right at the moment of maximum yin, we move to just a little bit of yang or yang.
Mhm.
So uh, I thought that it would be fun to talk about winter solstice in general and also to talk about yin. So it is one of the basic principles of East Asian medicine, and it's a principle that is thousands of years old.
And I believe the reason for it being so old is as we have developed, what we had to look at to define what was happening in our world, what was happening to us, was nature. And what is happening in each moment as we walk out the door into the outside, we would be observing changes in nature.
That's right. We're about to experience the longest night of the year, the most yin time. And what is yin? Classically, yin can be something that is small or smaller compared to something that is bigger. Yin can be the feminine. Yin can be soft. Yin can be rest. Yin can be something that is more flexible, and yang would be the opposite. Yang would be bright, stiff, masculine, hard. Uh, so just this comparison of opposites. And I like talking about yin and yang because it's so simple. Many people can really get that.
As you as you mentioned, it's the longest night of the year. And I think it offers us an opportunity or a recognition that we need to rest. It's associated with this time of year, which in the Northern Hemisphere is cold. It's nature changes no matter where you are, but in our region, it starts getting cold. And that cold is about letting ourselves rest and restore because as we're coming out of the cold, what's happening is underneath the ground, things are germinating. There's life being formed so that when the warmer weather comes, when there's more light, there's an opportunity for growth. So, this is a time where, yes, we are celebrating, but in that celebration, we have to bring that to ourselves to rest and re-nourish and rejuvenate what we have so that we can go forward to the spring where we're going to blossom and then in summer we're going to harvest the fruit and so on. So yeah, it's a wonderful time of reflection.
It is a wonderful time of reflection. And you also talked about it being a little bit busier with getting together with the holidays, but the paradox of us needing to rest more. I noticed that with the longer nights and the sunrise happening later in the morning and it being colder, I want to be more yin. As I'm not hopping out of bed. I'm wanting to stay in bed. I'm wanting to sleep later. So we are in nature, and we're part of nature, and we're affected by the seasons. And I find it really exciting when I notice that there's changes in me because of the season. I've had the opportunity to go to Alaska in the summertime when it's at the summer solstice, where it's maximum yang. And it was like 11:30, 12 at night, and it was just barely getting dusk. And I was so excited and I had so much energy, and you just felt like you wanted to do things. And I really would love to go to Alaska or some place very far north and experience 24 hours of darkness for a few days and see what that's like. I know that we both lived in Boston, and it's much further north than where we are here in Atlanta, Georgia. And you can begin to feel it. And there is the seasonal affective disorder, SAD. So we get affected by nature, we get affected by light. And to be able to appreciate that, it's hard to go with it because we're still expected to work so many hours in the day, and we still want to get together with our friends. How do you reconcile that combination of wanting to be in nature and be in harmony with what's needed? It's a time of rest, but we're still wanting to go, go, go.
Well, I think that it's just it's a mindfulness, and that mindfulness is to say, yes, I'm going to engage, but how much am I going to engage, and what am I going to do? And we do have these responsibilities. We have to get up at a certain time, even though it's dark out, and we've got to get our kids to school, and we've got to get to work, and we have these obligations that are truly outside of nature, but this is where we're living. So we have to be mindful that, yes, we're going to be doing these activities, and to be cautiously aware. Maybe I want to be a little bit more selective as to where I'm going to go and how I'm going to nourish myself and how I'm going to make sure I get to bed at a reasonable time. So it's not like we need to disconnect from everything, but just be mindful as to how we're going to connect, given the fact that this is the season for rest and restoration.
That's right. And what's right around the corner is the building of yang energy, the building of yang energy.
Yeah.
And the days are going to be getting longer and the cycle continues. But if we bypass the opportunity to deeply rest, to be fully in yin, then yang may not be able to be expressed in the way that we would like it. So it's that balance between yin and yang, and it's a circle. It's a very powerful image. And of course, also in the black part, which is the yin part, there's a little dot of white. And in the white part, there's a little dot of black. So even in the most yin time, like now, winter solstice, there still is a little bit of yang.
Yeah.
What are your
Yeah.
thoughts about that?
Well, I think it's something that we're taught in school, but in acupuncture school, which is so true. There's nothing completely one thing, it's always a balance. There's an expression, two sides of the same coin. It's a coin, but there's two sides of it. There's yin, but there's also yang. There's yang, but there's also yin. So again, it's not about making a decision. Am I going to be this or am I going to be that? You are both. I hear people come into the treatment room and they say, yes, I'm an A-type personality. I go, go, go. Yeah, until they collapse. Let's be an A-B person. We can be sometimes when we need to be an A personality. And sometimes we have to bring that back and say, yes, I do need to put down my cell phone. I need to turn off the computer. I need to be I need to be in this mode now. I need to be more internal.
That's right. So you can be focused on being a little bit more internal, a little bit more yin, but we're still going to do things that are yang. So we still will get together with people, but we
That's right.
may not get together with people outside all day long. We have to be cautious because it's a little bit more of an inward time. Still
That's
can
right.
do yang type of things, but not as much yang. Where in the summer, we're out, we're about, but even though it's exciting and the days are long, we still need to be able to rest and restore.
That's
Maybe
right.
not as much as in the winter, but it's still very important.
And I think as a practitioner, that's something that you want to call people's attention to. It's that mindfulness is that when people come in and say, I'm so fatigued, I'm exhausted. Yeah, you're exhausted because this is the time of year that you are supposed to rest. So let's look at the lifestyle and let's see if we can modify that so that we can get through this, this time period so that we can be fully engaged in what's coming next.
And what steps would you say? Someone say, "Well, I just can't rest. I've got these obligations with my family, with my work." They don't know that it's December 21st and the winter solstice and maximum yin. How would I continue to live in this world and be a productive member for my family and my job, but also respect that I'm in this season where I need to rest a little bit more? How would you suggest one do
I
that?
think the mind is so powerful that we're always looking for the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. And we do have time. There is that time that we're just so focused and we were just so focused on what's next, what's next, what's next. And we do have family obligations. We do have social obligations. So I think it was really taking taking a moment. And when I say this, I really mean maybe it'll be a minute, maybe it'll be 3 minutes, but looking at, can I sit down for 3 minutes? And yeah, we can do that. We can engage the body. We can take those few minutes to rest and restore. So it doesn't have to be hours and hours and hours, but giving ourselves that opportunity to just look at our lifestyle and where in fact can we find a few minutes to, to regroup. What do
And
you, what do you say to your folks that come in with this question?
what I thought about a moment ago is that if someone is interested in doing some more yin type of things, like you mentioned, meditation or introspection, journaling, reflection, that it may be easier for them to do that in this maximum yin time. So we could have this desire and we would say, now is the great time to be supported by nature because it is a little bit more, it just feels a little bit more quiet. Today, it's a very quiet day. The wind isn't blowing and it's cold outside. And it could be where you just cozy up and you maybe sit still or you write out some goals for the year. You do some yin things. And so knowing what's happening in the season and using that to our advantage to be able to get the benefit of yin and also get the benefit of yang.
Yes, and we have so many opportunities today with our technology. You just mentioned about journaling. We actually don't even need to sit down and write anything. We have our tablets, we have our cell phones, we have our apps. There's apps that will help us meditate. There's apps that'll help us journal. There's apps that'll help us regain our center through various breathing techniques. So because of our technology, we have a tremendous amount of opportunities. And we all seem to have time to pick up the phone and do something with it. So, doing something that is more restorative can be something to think about.
That's right. And if someone hasn't had acupuncture before, I think that acupuncture can provide a deep yin experience, like someone maybe has never had. I have had patients who've had acupuncture treatments and they'll say, wow, I totally lost track of time. Or normally the needles are retained for about 30 to 35 minutes. And I'll come back after 35 minutes and they'll say, wow, that was a really quick 30 minutes. And I think like it was actually 35. So that is a very yin experience. So if one wants to be supported, they're thinking about, oh, I want to try acupuncture and I need to calm down. I want to help manage my stress a little bit more. And stress would be kind of a yang or yang type of thing. Busyness would be a yang or yang thing. Not only can you be supported because of nature, because more of a yin time, but doing acupuncture during a yin time can be a wonderful experience. I remember some of my treatments in Boston, they had this heater that was on and the room was so warm, and it can be gray and cold in Boston for months, but to be able to be very cozy and warm and still, I just felt like a whole new person after those treatments. So doing yin activities in a yin time, I think, is highly encouraged. And one has to do something that's right for them. And not everyone wants to do meditation or journal or acupuncture, but we're still in this environment. So asking the question, what is the best yin thing for me to do so that I can have a great spring and summer?
And acupuncture is one of them.
And I think so. If you're in the Atlanta area and you're wanting to experience the yin of acupuncture, now is the time to do it. We are Metro Acupuncture in Sandy Springs, and you can find us at metroacupuncture.com, where you can schedule online. And we are here to help you feel better. And this week, we are here to help you feel more yin.
Thank you for your listening.